You are the most dangerous man nobody ever knows. Your name does not exist on any official file. You stand between the most wanted man and death. That position is the most expensive thing in existence. Nobody outside this world knows your face or name. You are the shadow that keeps a god alive. And tonight, the shadow is about to be tested. Your boots press cold against the safe house floor now. The 4 a.m. darkness outside is absolute and completely unforgiving. Your earpiece crackles once and then goes totally silent. Somewhere above the hills of Sinaloa, a drone watches. You check your rifle for the 10th time tonight. Your only job in this life is brutally simple. You die first, so that he never has to. Then the sky outside tears itself completely apart suddenly. The breaching charge does not open the front gate. It removes the gate from existence without any warning given. Heavy boots hit the stairs hard and deliberately fast. Not local police hitting those stairs tonight. United States Marines. Your heart slams against your ribs like something trapped. You burst through the bedroom door without any hesitation given. Boss, they are here right now. Move immediately. Go. He does not panic because he has never panicked. He just looks slowly at the mirror on the wall. You already know exactly what that single look means. You grab the heavy frame with both white-knuckled hands. You pull hard, and the black tunnel throat opens wide. You both step inside without a single backward glance taken. You slide the mirror shut as the door explodes inward. They are inches away on the other side now. Only wood and silvered glass separates you from them completely. You can hear them shouting clearly through the thin wall. You can hear their radio static cutting through the dark. One single cough, and you die right where you stand. One single movement, and everything ends in this cold tunnel. You hold your burning breath until your lungs catch fire. The Marines search every single corner of the room above. The tunnel beneath you is not freedom at all tonight. It is a cold, dark labyrinth of sewage and shadow. Waist-deep filth rises around you within 30 cold seconds. The sulfur smell fills your entire throat like liquid poison. You look over at him, wading through the waste beside you. This man owns entire cities and mountains and bought governments. Right now, he looks exactly like a terrified ordinary ghost. All the money in this world means absolutely nothing here. You reach the heavy iron manhole after 40 long minutes. Pale light bleeds weakly through the small holes above you. You push upward, with everything left inside your burning body. The iron grinds hard against the wet street above you. You climb out into the cold rain completely gasping hard. Rain hits your face like a punishment sent from God. For one single second, you believe that you have survived. You are completely and devastatingly wrong about that one thought. You hijack a white car stopped at a red light. The driver goes into the cold mud without any argument. Your eyes move constantly between the road and rearview mirror. The road ahead is blocked by a single patrol car. 2 officers standing beside one ordinary-looking government vehicle there. You think seriously about opening fire for exactly 3 seconds. The boss places one firm hand on your arm gently. "Not yet," he says, with his eyes more than words. You pull over slowly and present yourself without any shame. You offer them more money than their entire combined lifetime. You tell them clearly that you own this entire world. For 30 solid years, money has opened every single door. But these 2 officers carry something different in their eyes tonight. Not greed filling their eyes the way you expected tonight. Just pure fear of what happens if they let you go. The officer's hand moves deliberately toward his holster right now. You realize in this exact moment that the game ended. The delete button has been pressed on your entire existence. Handcuffs close around your wrists with one devastating final click. That single click is the loudest sound you have ever heard. You look back at the man you spent everything protecting. He's not a god sitting in that dirty squad car. He's just one tired old man covered in filth. You spent your whole life being his disposable human shield. Shields get thrown away the exact moment the war ends. The sirens begin fading slowly as the vehicles drive away. You close your eyes one final time as a free man. When you open them again, There are only 4 gray walls. The room you wake in has absolutely no windows anywhere. Fluorescent lights hum one flat note without any variation ever. Your hands are still stained completely dark with tunnel sewage. This facility does not appear on any map anywhere on Earth. A man in a suit enters without any introduction given. No badge on his jacket and no name offered either. Just one plain folder held carefully against his pressed suit. He opens it and slides one photograph slowly across the table. Your family stares up at you from the cold table surface. He says absolutely nothing after placing that photograph before you. He simply folds both hands carefully and waits for you patiently. Silence from a man like this is worse than screaming. You think back slowly to the tunnel and the mirror. You think carefully about who actually knew that mirror existed there. Someone told the Marines exactly where that hidden mirror was located. Someone always eventually tells when a better offer comes along quietly. There are no real secrets inside the cartel, only timing. The man across from you is not hunting any confession today. He is hunting a detailed map stored entirely inside your memory. Safe house locations, generals on payroll, landing strips cut into jungle, submarine routes disguised carefully as ordinary fishing boat regular schedules. You have exactly 2 choices, and only 2 choices exist right now. Stay completely loyal and disappear into an underground hole forever, silently. Or become the one thing you were always hired to eliminate. You think about his face, sitting in that dirty squad car. He had already completely forgotten your name before reaching the station. To him, you were always just another piece of replaceable equipment. A gun gets replaced without ceremony when it stops working right. Why die protecting a man who cannot remember your actual name? You lean forward slowly, and the air turns impossibly heavy around you. Your mouth opens, and the words begin pouring steadily out now. Hidden landing strips carved secretly into the deep jungle floor below. Submarines running dark beneath all the commercial shipping lane traffic above. Money-counting rooms buried under legitimate restaurant basement floors downtown. Once you begin talking, you understand that you cannot ever stop now. You are no longer any kind of bodyguard from this moment forward. You are a ghost who made one irreversible and permanent decision today. The man in the suit closes his folder without any expression showing. He smiles, but the smile contains absolutely no warmth or kindness. It is the precise smile of a hunter over captured prey. The door locks behind him with one heavy and final thud. You sit completely alone, staring down at your still dirty hands. They will never be fully clean again no matter what happens. You are the man who knew too much and talked anyway. You are the shadow that finally and completely lost its light. The weeks dissolve into months without any real distinction between them. A small, dusty house in a town nobody has ever heard of. You carry a new name that fits like someone else's shoes, a fabricated history that belongs to a person who never existed. You work a job that pays in ordinary, unremarkable paper money. You drink coffee in a diner that tastes like absolute nothing. Normal people surround you with their perfectly ordinary and manageable problems, mortgages and car tires and school pickups and minor weekend inconveniences. You watch them all and feel like you fell from space. They have never heard a helicopter actively and deliberately hunting for them. They have never held another human being's entire life in their hands. You are a wolf who has been instructed firmly to graze quietly. Every single morning, the grass underneath you tastes exactly like surrender. You eat it anyway, because the alternative has already been taken away. One ordinary afternoon, you walk toward your completely unremarkable parked car. The afternoon sun is blinding in a way that feels hostile today. A black SUV sits parked at the end of your street quietly. Millions of completely ordinary people drive black SUVs every single day, everywhere. But your blood stops moving and becomes something resembling solid ice immediately. You do not run, because running is what frightened amateurs always do. You watch it the way professionals are trained to watch everything. Still, the windows are tinted so dark they resemble mirrors completely today. You can see your own tired reflection staring directly back at you. You look old and exhausted and completely finished staring back at yourself. You wait patiently for the window to roll down 1 single inch. You wait carefully for the muzzle flash that ends absolutely everything quietly. But the car just sits there, breathing steadily in the afternoon heat. A ghost parked in full daylight, doing nothing visible or confirmable at all. You get into your car, and your hands are shaking badly now. The key misses the ignition completely on your very first attempt today. The cartel does not actually need to physically kill you at all. They simply need to ensure you never once feel genuinely safe again. They want you permanently imprisoned, deep inside your own terrified racing mind. The most effective prison ever constructed has absolutely no physical address anywhere. Every morning you wake inside it, and every night you return automatically. You drive home using roads that make absolutely no geographic sense today. Side streets and deliberate double backs through empty industrial areas at dusk. Your eyes check the rearview mirror every 5 seconds without any exception. The streets behind you remain completely and perfectly and terrifyingly empty always. Empty streets are precisely where the very longest shadows choose to grow. You get inside your house and lock all 4 deadbolts immediately tonight. You sit in total darkness watching your doorbell camera feed on your phone. Every single notification makes your hand reach for a gun that isn't there. This is your entire life now reduced to its most basic elements. Not a bodyguard anymore, and not a criminal, and not a free man. Just one name typed carefully into one file stored in one basement. Just one person sitting very quietly, waiting for something that may never come. The clock on the wall reads exactly 4 a.m. and will not change. The same precise time the raid began on that one particular night. You realize sitting completely alone that the raid has never actually ended. Marines are permanently stationed at every door you will ever open again. The mirror is always sliding shut somewhere directly behind your tired back. The sewer is always rising somewhere beneath your completely exhausted and heavy feet. You close your burning eyes, but real sleep is simply not available tonight. You just wait patiently for morning light, knowing tomorrow looks completely identical. You are a man serving a sentence with no visible end date. The government landline rings at precisely 3 a.m. on a Tuesday morning. You sit completely still and let it ring without answering immediately. It sounds exactly like a funeral bell ringing inside an empty cathedral. You already know precisely who is calling and exactly what they need. The man in the suit. The federal trial. Your moment of final truth. They need you standing in a room completely surrounded by cameras rolling. They need your finger pointed directly at the man you once served loyally. You think back carefully to the very first day you were recruited. You were young and hungry and desperate to matter to someone important. You wanted the watch on your wrist and the car outside. You thought genuine brotherhood meant something permanent, that nothing could ever break. You did not understand yet that you were simply expensive, replaceable equipment purchased. You imagine yourself standing in that courtroom under those unforgiving fluorescent lights now. The boss sitting completely still, with his face giving absolutely nothing away to anyone. Even wearing handcuffs, he carries more genuine power than you ever possessed. One single quiet word from him crosses oceans and finds specific people easily. The government gave you a completely new name, but not a new life. You are Cartel in the same permanent way that blood remains blood always. It lives in how you automatically scan every single room you ever enter. It lives in how your back never fully relaxes against any chair anywhere. It lives in the way your eyes never completely close even during sleep. You pick up the heavy phone receiver without saying a single word first. The voice on the other end delivers exactly 2 words and stops. It is time. 2 words carrying the entire weight of everything remaining. Something strange and unexpected moves slowly through your chest in this moment. It feels almost dangerously close to what relieved people call actual relief. The waiting itself has been its own particular and completely exhausting kind of prison. At least now something real and final is happening to end it all. You put on the cheap suit hanging on the back of your door. It fits you the same way an apology fits a guilty person. You stand before the mirror and do not recognize the man there. He looks like a victim who learned to wear survival as clothing. Then you straighten your tie carefully, and something very old flickers briefly. The professional, the shadow, the man who never once missed anything important. You walk out into the cold early morning without looking backward once today. The courtroom smells precisely like floor wax and decades of heavy judgment. You walk in without once glancing at the full gallery behind you. You do not look at the lawyers carefully arranged on either side. You look only at the single man sitting quietly in the center. He looks measurably smaller than every single memory you have carefully kept. His hair has gone completely gray, and his shoulders carry visible new weight. But his eyes are completely identical to every nightmare you have ever had. Cold and infinite and patient, like something ancient that learned only to wait. You take the witness stand, and the judge asks for your name. You pause for exactly one full breath before answering the judge carefully. You almost say the real one that your mother chose for you. You catch yourself at the very last possible moment and say the new one. The practiced lie comes out perfectly smooth, like something you have rehearsed forever. You feel the combined weight of every eye in the entire room landing on you. Half the people in this room want you dead before you finish. The remaining half simply does not care whether you actually survive today. You are nothing more than a useful tool for the prosecution today. You begin describing the nights you spent in the mountains without emotion showing, the specific radio sounds and the jungle smell and the money being counted carefully, the precise way that orders moved from one careful mouth to the next, the specific names that nobody outside these particular walls was ever supposed to know. You watch his face carefully and see him flinch at one specific name. A brother, or possibly a son, or someone he genuinely cared about once deeply. You are not simply testifying anymore inside this carefully controlled and official courtroom. You are dismantling his entire carefully constructed legacy, one precise sentence at a time. For the very first time in your entire life, you feel genuine control. You are not the shield standing in front of everything and everyone anymore today. Right now, in this particular room, you are finally and completely the sword. Then you notice him sitting quietly in the very back row watching carefully. Simple jacket. No tie. Not looking at anyone in the room except you. He's looking directly and patiently at you with complete and total focus. He taps his watch face once with one finger. Completely casual. Utterly devastating. You know exactly what that single quiet gesture means without requiring any translation. Your remaining time outside of any walls is already being carefully measured and counted. The courtroom is simply another beautifully decorated and completely official kind of cage today. You finish your complete testimony with your voice level and carefully controlled throughout. You walk out through the designated back exit surrounded by 6 armed marshals. You climb into a van with windows blacked out to complete absolute darkness. Another house is waiting. Another town is waiting. Another name is waiting patiently. You sit in the back and watch the blurring city lights passing outside. You realize the tunnel in Sinaloa has never once actually ended for you. You have been walking in complete darkness every single day since that night. You close your tired eyes and try to imagine only the open ocean. Waves and salt air, and no earpieces, and no mirrors, and nothing threatening. Just endless blue water stretching out toward a horizon, containing no danger whatsoever. You know with absolute certainty that you will never actually reach that place. You are a creature constructed entirely from necessary shadows and permanent operational darkness. Shadows do not retire from service. They simply get replaced by newer, darker ones. You are the bodyguard who survived, when dying would have been genuinely easier. Everyone eventually pays for the specific life they chose in different personal currency. Some people pay in money, and some people pay in actual blood spilled. You are paying in every single memory that you cannot stop having ever. You are the last remaining witness to a world that consumed itself completely. You are the final fading echo of a gunshot fired a long time ago. You are the man who lived when dying would have cost so much less. You are the end of the line, and the line never actually ends.